Hello, TheSpoons313 here, and I've just noticed there's something new on the Star Trek Online ARC platform, and they're giving us a little bit of information, obviously about the Undiscovered lockbox, which I posted yesterday, but it's also telling us about the Lobi ship stats, which I find extremely interesting. So we can see this lovely picture here of the new NX Columbia, which is a refit of the NX Enterprise from Captain Archer, and it looks amazing. So anyway, this is part of Star Trek Online Reckoning. I thought I'd just quickly read this out. Part of it might be a bit repetitious of the day before, probably this statement here, but it's just going to be very, very quick because it's interesting to find out the actual stats of these ships that we might be we'll be getting with the Lobi store, and in the boxes. So, the final years of the 23rd century were a time of great turmoil for the Klingons, Romulans, and the Federation. Many advanced technologies were developed during this time period, some of which are still serviceable today, like toilets and cutlery. This period also saw many shocking scientific occurrences, some of which are still not fully understood. Each faction has found these technologies, including the dreadnoughts of the era, can be repurposed for today's conflicts. Seeing the potential for profit, the Lobi Crystal Consortium has agreed to help update the technology of the yesteryear for the right price. Some of the most iconic moments in Star Trek took place in the first 6 films. We saw the crew of the TOS Enterprise, that's the original series Enterprise, as well as some of the villains reprise their roles on the silver screen. While Agents of Yesterday did not directly touch on points from those films, they're an era which we wanted to include more thoroughly for quite some time. The Undiscovered lockbox presents players with a way to capture some of these moments. It contains ships, weapons and more which would feel right at home on the set of the Wrath of Khan, the Undiscovered Country, and all the beloved original Star Trek films. So let's go down here and let's just learn about the stats. So here we have Ambassador Stats instead of stats, yeah. Prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6 Atlas class. A Federation dreadnought from the 23rd century, the Atlas has been retrofitted with advanced technology for the battlefields of the 25th century. A large, stout vessel built for combat, the Atlas class was one of the first Starfleet vessels with a fighter bay. A hangar to you and me. This starship features a Lieutenant Commander Tactical or Temporal Officer Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Engineering Command Bridge Officer seat. I think that just means that it features both of those in unison with the other ones. It doesn't mean that that's all there is. It just means that we also get the option of having Temporal or Command Bridge Officer seats there, as well as Commander Science and all that other stuff. Hopefully. I could be wrong, and that would be kind of crap. The prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6 has a single hangar bay equipped with Type F shuttles. These small craft are equipped with phaser beam arrays and photon torpedoes, but unfortunately aren't built any better than a standard potting shed and will blow up with one small hit from a tiny little asteroid. Ship details. Faction, Starfleet. Obviously. Availability, Undiscovered lockbox. Tier 6. Required rank, Rear Admiral, level 40. Hull strength, 43,800 at level 40, 50,370 at level 50, and 58,400 at level 60. It has a shield modifier of 1.15, 5 fore weapons, and 3 aft weapons. Now, yeah, I think that'll work alright because you've got an extra fore weapon. And what I like to do on my ships is put an omnidirectional beam array anywhere, on pretty much on the back, so I can hit it from any direction. Which is quite helpful. It has 3 device slots, bridge officer stations, 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical Temporal Operative, 1 Lieutenant Engineering Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Science, 1 Lieutenant Universal. There you go, see, so we do have a couple more on there, it's not as bad as it sounds. Console modifications, 4 Tactical, 5 Engineering, and only 2 Science. Please give us at least 3 Science. 2 is not enough, you know. Base turn rate, 8 degrees per second. Impulse modifier, 0.15. Inertia, 35. Plus 5 to all power levels. It can load dual cannons. Console universal hull ionization module. Hangar base 1. Hangar base loaded with Type F shuttles. Cruiser communications array, which has command attract fire, command weapon system efficiency. Starship ability package, Dreadnought Cruiser. Rapid repairs plus hull regen, enhanced plating plus energy and radiation damage resistance rating, devastating weaponry plus critical hit chance, armoured hull plus maximum hull hit points, and SIF shunt starship trait, which we read about the day before. Okay, so the console universal dynamic power redistributor module. The Atlas-class Dreadnought cruiser comes equipped with a dynamic power redistributor module universal console. Starships equipped with this console are capable of greatly strengthening their structural integrity field for a short time, thus providing a large increase to hull regeneration rate and damage resistance rating. Additionally, this power can be redirected from the structural integrity field to other systems to provide a large boost to all outgoing damage as long as the starship's hull strength remains at 80% or above. This console also provides a passive bonus to all energy damage resistance rating and directed energy damage. This console may be equipped on any starship, but only one may be equipped at a time. Note, Romulan and Klingon characters can obtain this console via the console pack in the Undiscovered lockbox. SIF Shunt Starship Trait. After reaching level 5 in your prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6, you will unlock the SIF Shunt Starship Trait. While this trait is slotted, activating any hull healing while at full hull strength will provide a boost to all power levels for a short time. This effect stacks up to 3 times. And like I said before, why would you activate hull healing before you needed to heal the hull? I don't know. Anyway, if it's going to give you a boost like that, perhaps I would. Okay, for you Klingon lovers, we have the D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser Tier 6. Known by the Klingons in the 23rd century as the Lord of the Battlefield, the D9 now utilises cutting-edge technology in the conflicts of the modern era. A hangar bay with Duquois fighters complements an impressive arsenal, including a disruption pulse emitter. This starship features a Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Temporal Officer Bridge Officer seat, and a Lieutenant Engineering Command Bridge Officer seat. The D9 Dreadnought Battle Cruiser Tier 6 has a single hangar bay equipped with Duquois fighters. This small craft are equipped with disruptor beam arrays and photon torpedoes. Oh. Photon torpedoes. Oh. So, why have they equipped them with photon torpedoes instead of the favourable ones that they like to use? Oh, come on, brain, what are they called? Harpeng torpedoes, eh? Got to have a Harpeng torpedo on that, haven't you? Anyway, the D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser has a single hangar bay. Oh, we've read that. Oops. Anyway, let's get to the ship details then. Faction, Klingon, of course. Availability, Undiscovered lockbox. Tier 6. Required rank, Brigadier General, level 40. Hull strength, 45,300 at level 40. 52,095 at level 50. Okay, I would have just gone the 100. And 60,400 at level 60. Of course, that's just standard without all your boosts and your kit modules and all that sort of thing. Shield modifier, 1.1. Why have they got 1.1? Why can't they have 1.5? Why can't it be level? That's not fair. Come on. 4 weapons, 5. Aft weapons, 3. Device slots, 3. Bridge officer stations, 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Temporal Operative, 1 Lieutenant Engineering, or Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant, or Command, 1 Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Science, 1 Lieutenant Universal. Console modifications, 4 Tactical, 5 Engineering, and again, 2 Science, which is crap. You got to have at least 3, come on. It's always something that needs another Science slot. Base turn rate, 7 degrees per second. Impulse modifier, 0.15. Inertia, 35. 10 power to weapons and 10 power to engines. Can load dual cannons and has a console universal disruption pulse emitter. Hangar bays 1. Hangar bays loaded with Duquois fighters. Equipped with cloaking device. Excellent. Cruiser communications array. Command attract fire. Command weapon system efficiency. Starship ability package Dreadnought Cruiser. Rapid repairs plus hull regen. Advanced plating plus energy and radiation damage resistance rating. Devastating weaponry plus critical hit chance. Armoured hull plus maximum hull hit points. And catastrophic overload starship trait. Console universal disruption pulse emitter. The D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser comes equipped with a disruption pulse emitter universal console. A starship equipped with this device can emit a series of pulses from its deflector that wreak havoc on critical starship systems. These pulses deal pulses deal moderate physical damage and disable any foes in front of the starship that has activated the disruption pulse emitter. This console also provides a passive bonus to the starship control expertise and starship particle emitter skills. This console may be equipped on any starship, but only one may be equipped at a time. We know that, and we also know that Romulan and Starfleet characters can obtain the console via the console pack in the Undiscovered lockbox, yada yada. So let's learn about Catastrophic Overload Starship trait. After reaching level 5 in your D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser Tier 6, you will unlock the Catastrophic Overload Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating jam sensors will cause it to deal high electrical damage and disable targets in a large area of effect when it expires. Now we can read about, here we go, Romulan and Starfleet characters on this Kane's console via the Starship trait unlock packs, blah 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 blah. Right, for you Romulan lovers out there, the lovers of the Romulan Resistance, or perhaps you're part of the Tal Shah, the Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6 may be for you. The vessel of choice for the Romulan flag officers in the 23rd century, the Thrall class has been updated to join the Republic Naval Order of Battle in the current day. The Thrall fields a battle cloak and utilises a secondary shield projector to bolster the defences of her allies. This starship features a Lieutenant Commander Tactical / Temporal Officer Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Engineering Command Bridge Officer seat. The Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6 has a single hangar bay equipped with Calais fighters. These small craft are equipped with plasma beam arrays and plasma torpedoes. Yes, I said plasma instead of plasma, my bad. Ship details: Faction, Romulan. Availability, Undiscovered lockbox. Tier 6. Required rank, Sub-Admiral 1, level 40. Hull strength, 43,500 at level 40, 50,025 at level 50, and 58,000 at level 60. Shield modifier, 1.1. Now, why, oh why, have the Starfleet got 1.5 shield modifier, and the other two factions are stuck with crappy 1.1? It just doesn't seem fair. That needs to be changed, come on. You've got to keep it level for all the factions. Why should one have more than the other when it's supposed to be... It's supposed to be goodies for everybody. It's supposed to be something new for every faction, and it should be at least, you know, comparative to each other. It should at least be the same. Shield modifier 1.5 for all, you know? 5 fore weapons, 3 aft weapons, device slots 3, bridge officer stations, 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Temporal Operative, 1 Lieutenant Engineering, Command, 1 Commander Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Science, 1 Lieutenant Universal. So that's the same on all of them. Console modifications: 4 Tactical, 5 Engineering, and 2 Bloody Science. Base turn rate, 8.5 degrees per second. Impulse modifier, 0.15. Inertia, 35. Plus 10 powder weapons and 10 power to engines. Can load dual cannons. Console Universal Secondary Shield Projector. Hangar Bays, 1. Hangar Bays loaded with Calais fighters, equipped with Romulan Battle Cloak. Starship Mastery Package, Engineering Warbird. Gives you absorptive plating, plus physical and kinetic damage resistance, enhanced singularity circuitry, plus singularity gain and singularity cooldown, minus singularity cooldown, enhanced plating, plus energy and radiation damage resistance, armoured hull, plus maximum hit points, that's good, layered shielding, starship trait, singularity warp core, gives you 40 base power for all subsystems, plasma shockwave, quantum absorption, warp shadows, singularity jump, singularity overcharge. Doesn't she look lovely from underneath? I do love this lovely little eagle design under there. It's gorgeous. Console Universal Secondary Shield Projector. The Thrall Dreadnought Warbird comes equipped with a Secondary Shield Projector Universal Console. A starship with this console equipped is incapable of A console starship with this console equipped incapable of enveloping allies with a secondary shield. I think I should say is capable of enveloping allies with a secondary shield. A little bit proofreading needed there. Effective allies will gain a large amount of secondary shielding, as well as having all hazard and debuff effects cleansed once every second for the ability's duration. This console also provides a passive bonus to Starship Shield Emitter skill and shield hardness. This console may be equipped on any starship, but only one may be equipped at a time. Note, Starfleet clear on blah blah blah, we know that. Layered Shielding Starship Trait. After reaching level 5 in your Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6, you will unlock the Layered Shielding Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, emergency power to shield and extend shields apply a moderate amount of secondary shielding to their target. This effect does not stack. No, Starfleet character containers console. We know that. So look at this. This is the one that I really, really like. This is the one that I just love to get my hands on this one. The NX Escort Refit Tier 6. Oh, you beautiful thing, you. The 23rd century refit of the legendary NX class of the 22nd century. This escort vessel is both tough and nimble in battle. A key component of this ship's arsenal is the new point defense bombardment warhead, which fills an area with micro-torpedoes before the primary payload is detonated on impact. This starship features a Lieutenant Tactical / Pilot Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Command Universal Temporal Operative Bridge Officer seat. Ship details. Faction. Starfleet. Availability. Lobby Store. Tier 6. Required rank. Admiral. Rear Admiral level 40. Hull strength. 33,750 at level 40. 38,812 at level 50. And 45,000 at level 60. Shield modifier. 1.05. Okay. So that's 0.5 less than the other ones. Oh my goodness. 4 weapons, 5. Aft weapons, 2. What the? Only 2 aft weapons? Guess you're gonna have to make them count. Device slots, 2. It's lacking a little bit, isn't it? But it is one of the oldest ships, I suppose. Anyway, bridge officer stations, 1 Lieutenant Tactical / Pilot, 1 Command Tactical, 1 Lieutenant Command Engineering, 1 Ensign Science, 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal or Temporal Operative. Now that's really cool. Console modifications, 5 Tactical, 4 Engineering, 2 Science. So you've got enough Tactical to make these count. So stack them up really well, people. At least have a beam weapon and a photon and a torpedo just on the back, and get the rest of your stuff. Maybe some omnidirectional stuff on the front as well. Base turn rate 16 degrees per second. Impulse modifier 0.2. Inertia 60. Wow, doubles the inertia in this one. Well, -2. Plus 15 to weapon power and plus 5 to engine power. It can load dual cannons. Console Universal Point Defense Bombardment Warhead. Starship Ability Package Escort. Precise Weapon Systems plus Accuracy. Tactical Maneuvering plus Defense. Enhanced Weapon Systems plus Weapon Damage. Devastating Weaponry plus Crit Chance. Preferential Targeting Starship Trait. Let's find out about that then. Look at it, she's gorgeous. I love it. I just love the fact that they've actually used it and they've mixed it with some of the other 23rd century gear. Woo! Captain Archer would be proud, man. Console Universal Point Defense Bombardment Warhead. The NX Escort refit comes equipped with a Point Defense Bombardment Warhead Universal Console. Activating this console will launch a warhead that will slowly travel to your target. Any enemy starship unfortunate enough to get within the warhead's attack range will be repeatedly bombarded with photon torpedoes. Yeah! While the warhead reaches its target, it will detonate, causing heavy kinetic damage to the target and all nearby foes. This console provides a passive bonus to projectile damage and a critical hit chance. And of course you can only equip one at a time, and you can get it in the faction bundle. Right, preferential targeting starship trait. After reaching level 5 in your NX Escort Refit Tier 6, you will unlock the Preferential Targeting Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating Beam, Fire at Will, or Cannon, Scatter Volley, will cause Beam Overload and Cannon Rapid Fire to do 50% additional damage for the next 30 seconds. I think it's only right to have phase cannons on this ship, because Captain Archer had phase cannons. Okay, so it will rapid fire do 50% additional damage for the next 30 seconds. That's where we were. So, the synergistic retrofitting set. This 4-piece set includes the consoles from the Prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6, the D9 Dreadnought Battle Cruiser Tier 6, the Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6, and the NX Escort Refit Tier 6. Below are the 4 consoles... Below, oh my goodness today, are the 4 universal consoles in this set. Console Universal Dynamic Power Redistributor Module, found on the Prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6, Starfleet only. Found in the console pack in the Undiscovered Lockbox, Klingon and Romulan only. Console Universal Disruption Pulse Emitter is found on the D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser Tier 6, Klingon only. Found in the console pack in the Undiscovered Lockbox, Starfleet and Romulan only. Console Universal Secondary Shield Projector, found on the Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6, Romulan only. Found in the console pack in the Undiscovered Lockbox, Klingon and Starfleet only. Console Universal Point Defense Bombardment Warhead, Starfleet only. Found on the NX Escort Refit Tier 6, Starfleet only. Found in the cross-faction bundle NX Escort Refit equipment in the Lobby store. Set bonuses. Alliance weaponry, 2-piece, passive, plus phaser, disruptor and plasma directed energy weapon damage. Overcharged components, that's when you have all 3 pieces. Passive, recharge time reduction for all consoles in this set. And of course, if you have all of them fitted, you are the Masterwork retrofitting champion, and you get this passive thing. Upgrades all consoles in this set to have additional bonuses. Dynamic power redistributor, damage buff increased slightly, disruption pulse emitter, physical damage increased, extends secondary shields, increased secondary shield potency. Point defense bombardment warhead, warhead will fire micro torpedoes more frequently. Excellent! And of course, don't worry, there is more. There are undiscovered lockbox Starfleet hangar pets. Below is an outline of availability, abilities and equipment found on the undiscovered lockbox Starfleet hangar pets. Type F shuttles. These shuttles are unlocked in their... I'm deadly sorry, I have a very, very sore throat and dry mouth, so it's hard for me to read, but I'm carrying on. These shuttles are unlocked in their stores listed below as long as you own the prototype Dreadnought cruiser. Type F shuttles. Availability, EC store. Comes equipped on the prototype Dreadnought cruiser by default. Weapons, 1 phaser bank 4, 1 phaser bank aft. Abilities, emergency powered shields, advanced Type F shuttles. Availability, dilithium store. Weapons, 1 phaser bank 4, 1 photon torpedo launcher 4, 1 phaser bank aft. So that has an extra 4 weapon, which is in addition to the first one. Abilities, emergency powered shields 2, and it has beam overload 1. Then if you get the elite Type F shuttles, which to be honest is probably the best one to go for, availability fleet hangar pet store, excellent, 1 phaser bank 4, 1 photon torpedo launcher 4, 1 phaser bank aft, emergency powder shields 2, and beam overload 2, excellent. So now we have the undiscovered lockbox Klingon hangar pets. Below is an outline of availability and abilities and equipment found on the undiscovered lockbox Klingon hangar pets. Duquoil fighters. These fighters are unlocked in their stores, listed below as long as you own the D9 Dreadnought Battle Cruiser. Duquoil fighters, availability, EC store. Comes equipped on the D9 Dreadnought Battle Cruiser by default. Weapons, 1 dual heavy disruptor cannon 4, 1 photon torpedo launcher 4. Abilities, lock trajectory 1, advanced Duquoil fighters. Availability, dilithium store. Weapons, 1 dual heavy disruptor cannon 4, 1 photon torpedo launcher 4, 1 disruptor turret aft. Abilities, lock trajectory, cannon rapid fire 1, and that was lock trajectory 1. And now we get to the elite Duquoil fighters. Availability, fleet hangar pet store. Weapons, 1 dual heavy disruptor cannon 4, 1 photon torpedo launcher 4, and 1 disruptor turret aft. Abilities, lock trajectory 1, cannon rapid fire 2. Undiscovered lockbox Romulan hangar pets. Below is an outline of availability, blah 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 blah, undiscovered lockbox Romulan hangar pets, yada yada. Calais fighters. These fighters are unlocked in their stores listed below as long as you own the D9 Dreadnought Battle Cruiser. Calais fighters. Availability, EC store. Comes equipped on the Thrall Dreadnought Warbird by default. Weapons, 1 dual heavy plasma cannon 4, 1 plasma torpedo launcher 4. Doesn't have any aft weapons then. Abilities, lock trajectory 1. Advanced Calais fighters. Availability, dilithium store. Weapons, 1 dual heavy plasma cannon 4, 1 plasma torpedo launcher 4, 1 plasma turret aft. Abilities, lock trajectory 1, cannon fire rapid, oh my goodness, cannon rapid fire 1. Elite Calais fighters. Availability, fleet hangar pet store. Weapons, 1 dual heavy plasma cannon 4, 1 plasma torpedo launcher 4, and 1 plasma torpedo turret aft. Availabilities, lock trajectory 1, cannon rapid fire 2. Why don't they just give you lock trajectory 2? What's with the 1 all the time? Note, the above stats for all ships are subject to change, and this was all written by Phil Gorgonzola Zaleski, Cryptic Studios, and he is the lead systems designer. You are awesome, sir. So, that's the look into the stats for the new and upcoming ships. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me read them out for you. All I'm doing is reading them out for people that don't have the time, or they don't like to read long lists of text, and I just enjoy reading, so I thought just reading for people just to get this information around. If you especially, I don't know if you get the news if you play through the Steam medium, but I play through Arc. I've always played through Arc, and we get all the news straight away on here. And I just like reading it, and I think it's a good idea just to read it out for people who don't have time to read it, and they still get to be in the know. Now, I love this ship. Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh, I'd love to have that ship. Oh, the NXS got refit tier 6, baby. Oh yes. Just got to try and get the screen to scroll up. It's been silly. Oh, come on. Why are you sticking? The Thrall Dreadnought Warbird Tier 6. The D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser Tier 6. And of course, the one and only Prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6 Atlas class. What a lovely ship. I hope she's not too big. I hope she's kind of medium range so she can turn quicker. So yes, that's the Undiscovered Lockbox Lobby ship stats for Star Trek Online Reckoning. And they'll be out with Season 12. So I can't wait for that. But until next time, thank you for watching the video. I hope you join me for future videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos with Captain Bistow and voicing the characters on there. And of course, I am going to do other videos apart from Star Trek, but at the moment I'm just catching up with my Star Trek stuff, and I'm going to try and keep this as regular as possible. Thank you for listening again. I've been TheSpoons313, and until the next time, ta-ta!